Before we get started, do me a favor and smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. All right, and good morning, everybody. We're about to have a chat with LT Flying again, and he's somewhere out there in Southern California and sitting in his Jeep trying to stay warm. It's pretty cold out there apparently, so how's it going there, LT?
Well, we're doing great. We had a beautiful day yesterday. It gets up in the mid-60s during the day, but at night, of course, you're in the desert. It can drop down and get pretty cold. So
Yeah.
it's early morning here. Sun's just about to come up, and so I had to drive out from where we were to get here close to the highway to get a good cell signal so that we can keep this going. So
Yeah.
anyway, we were talking last time about T-bill, where it gets its price and how it's valued right now. And yesterday it dawned on me, we pointed everybody straight to T-Fuel. It gets its price from T-Fuel. That's really what we need to be watching. And then it dawns on me that we could have a lot of new people in this field that they really don't know much about T-Fuel and how it works. I thought we should probably just cover that. And so got a little information about Theta and T-Fuel and how it works and what we can expect from T-Fuel. Before we got into that, though, I thought we might look at a few things that are new that's happened this week. It seems there's new things every week, so we'll try to talk about the new things that are coming along
Okay.
as well. So
Sounds like a plan.
yeah, we had a new partner with Theta. It's Rakuten NFT, which is a subscriber service. They're, as best I can tell, they're from the Far East somewhere, but they have 40 million subscribers. They have a large following doing digital playing cards, and they have the Japanese league. It's like the MLB in Japan that they do playing cards for. Well, they want to do digital playing cards, and they picked the Theta blockchain and to do digital playing cards for the Japan Baseball League. They also have an anime TV series. It's very popular in Japan, so they will be doing NFTs based on their anime series, TV series, and the characters on that. So even though I know nothing about this company or what they do, they're very popular in Japan. So I think that's going to be a great addition to the Theta network as far as the NFTs.
Where did you hear about this new partnership? Because I didn't see anything about it on the Medium.com or on the Theta news feed.
It was just in some of the information that I was going through yesterday, Teddy. I'd have a hard time telling you exactly which source I got it from.
No, okay.
But it was out there. I was like, oh, Rakuten. Okay.
Wow.
So,
well, any new partners? Good news, I guess.
Yeah, that's
40 million subscribers. That's
right.
That's a nice number.
Yeah, exactly. So, and this, as we start talking about T-Fuel, we'll understand why this is good information. The Imaginary Friends on Theta dropped this past week, and I went and looked at some of their NFTs. It's there are some people who are going to love that. So I think it's geared more toward children, and so or a younger audience, let's say. And so anyway, so we have a new NFT drop on Theta drop. So those are a couple of the new things that I found that happened this last week. So
okay.
So anyway, so why do we have these new partners coming and partner up with Theta would be the question, and what goes on with that, what happens with Theta. So just a brief overview about Theta is we know that it's a proof of work system excuse me,
Proof of stake.
is not a proof of work
Proof of
system
stake.
like it is proof of stake. That's right. That's why we talk about the staking of Theta, and that's why you can earn, you get rewarded for staking your Theta to a Guardian node. So this proof of stake helps secure the network. It helps if you have, which Theta does, about 65% of its network or its total tokens is staked. And that means there's only 35% of the tokens, or in Theta's case, that's about 350 million Theta tokens that are available to be bought or sold. And so 2/3 of the total number of tokens, about 650 million, are staked to Guardian nodes. And that helps secure the network. So it helps to make sure there's not going to be an attack against the network. It takes more than 50% to have an attack against the network. And it just can't be done with 2/3 of your tokens staked. So that really makes it a big thing. The other thing is the way Theta works. It makes it more secure. It uses a BFT, or Byzantine fault tolerance, for the way it looks at transactions and how it accepts transactions. So that also helps to make the Theta network way more secure because of the type of system they use, this Byzantine fault tolerance, to accept or transactions onto the blockchain. So that's we should be secure. We should know that the blockchain itself, the Theta blockchain itself, is a very secure blockchain, and that it has put into place those things it needs to make sure it's secure. So in 2019, May of 2019, is when the first T-Fuel was distributed, came available. And in 2019, they decided that the T-Fuels, how they're going to, is what we're going to use for a currency on the blockchain. So you want to make a transaction, you want to deploy a smart contract or interact with the smart contract, it's going to cost T-Fuel. So they set up a T-Fuel to be able to make all those transactions. They put in place 5 billion T-Fuel, and these T-Fuel are used by anybody that wants to do any of these operations on the blockchain, send a transaction, deploy a smart contract, or interact with the smart contract, which we're doing all these things when we stake the T-bill. We're interacting with the smart contract. We're sending transactions, and the T-bill staking pool itself is a smart contract. So the smart contract was deployed for that staking. It takes 0.3 T-Fuel to send a transaction. It takes 1 T-Fuel to interact with a smart contract. And it takes 20 T-Fuel to deploy the smart contract. And that's why you'll see every time you do a transaction in swapping your T-bill for T-Fuel, or the other way around, or you're applying or supplying liquidity to the pool, taking liquidity out of the pool, you always see the fees. And these are where the fees come from, is right here in the way that they have T-Fuel set up. Now, they have T-Fuel set up where it is it's an expansionary coin, and that every year there are more T-Fuel available than there was before they add T-Fuel to the total supply. So, well, that's not good for adding T-Fuel, except they also set up a way of burning T-Fuel. And what they want to get to is a point where we are burning enough T-Fuel that it counteracts the increasing supply. And what that's going to do overall is help to keep the price stable. Now, we'd all say the price is too low right now, and I believe it is too low, but as uses pick up and it becomes more required for taking care of certain functions, then of course that's going to create demand. Demand creates supply shortage, and supply shortage creates price growth. So in general, so every time an elite edge node does a transaction, which elite edge node, as you've talked about before, is staking 10,000 T-fuel to an edge node, then makes that an elite edge node. And every time this edge node completes a transaction, 25% of the fee, of the transaction fee, is burned. And so that's basically T-fuel taken out of the system.
Right. And one thing
the network transaction fees are burned. Yeah.
One of the things to touch on, you mentioned that the T-fuel supply is inflationary in that there are more T-fuel minted every year. Just so that everybody understands,
right.
There is 5% expansion based on a 5 billion base amount. 5% is added each year, which 100% of that goes to pay Theta staking rewards. And then there's another 4% of the 5 billion that are created, and 100% of that goes to pay T-fuel staking rewards. That's the when T-fuel is staked to an edge node, that is where the 4% goes. So that is the inflation in the T-fuel amount that is eventually going to be offset totally by the burning mechanism, which is the 25% of every transaction fee is burned, and also the cost of deploying a contract. Smart contract requires 20 T-fuel, and every time you interact with the contract, that's 1 T-fuel, did you say? Yeah, I think so. So
1 T-fuel, yeah.
So yeah, Theta has said that they intend to make the T-fuel non-inflationary by using that burning mechanism to offset those. The total of 9% that's added each year will be offset by the burning mechanism, and I believe that'll happen because the number of transactions occurring is going to increase dramatically, I think.
I found an article which stated that at that time, this was back August 27th of 2021, the date of the article, but at that time that there were about 100,000 transactions per day on the blockchain. If Theta has it figured that if we get to 600,000 transactions per day on the blockchain, that will create enough burning of T-fuel that would create enough burning of the T-fuel to burn the full 25 million T-fuel that are created. So that'll bring us to basically a zero new T-fuel for the year. We've been burning everything that's created, and then anything past that would make it a deflationary coin, in that fewer and fewer coins will be available in the system. Of course, we know there's about, what are we at now, Teddy? About 40% or a little less on that.
It's like 39.4%, I think.
In the edge nodes.
Yeah.
But right. Yeah, that's in the edge nodes. Whenever this article was written, there was no word or mention of staking like to T-bill in this type of operation. So the staking activity is actually pulling more T-fuel out of circulation. It is you can readily pull it out and sell it if that's what you wanted to do, but the reward of leaving it in there from the APR is so great that why would you do that? So you're basically locking it up. It's out of circulation unless the price was to go really high, and then somebody might need to sell a little bit to take care of some financial responsibility. So but don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg,
Right.
And these fees, even though it's costing T-fuel to act on this blockchain, the fees are 90 to 95% less than fees on other blockchains, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum. And so the fees are way low, and the Theta team has worked really hard to create the environment, the tools, to do things to make it interoperable, so programmers or developers that are developing right now in Ethereum can easily port their project onto Theta and run their program on Theta rather than Ethereum, and reduce their fees, or the fees that the people using their program have reduced those in a great way. So that makes it advantageous for new projects coming along, and for old projects that are out there, they can port straight over to Theta. And I think we'll start seeing that happen because the Ethereum blockchain has gotten more and more expensive to operate on. So, and NSR had a very brief statement about Theta growth will accelerate, thus T-Fuel burning is going to accelerate because of these reasons, and it listed out a number of reasons, and I thought, okay, so we can kind of go through this list and we can talk about, wow, this stuff was maybe being talked about back in August, but it wasn't in place, so let's talk about that. That they just going to do hackathons. Well, we've already had one complete. They just started another. Theta Swap in DeFi was going to come to the Theta blockchain. Well, we have T-Bill. We have Volt Swap. So we have a couple of different DeFi projects now on the Theta blockchain. Theta Drop NFTs was going to come in February. Well, it's happened. Well, the Theta Drop came before February, but now we got the T-Drop token to go with it in February. So, but the Theta Drop NFT platform has been launched, and they're being very successful. Brand content partners are going to come to Theta, which we've been seeing, different brands pick up Theta as their blockchain of choice. They're going to have live experience organizers. So this is where the T-Drop and having T-Drop VIPs or different VIP program that you can be a part of, that's going to help grow the NFT space and thus incentivize people to, be able to set up live experiences and those kinds of things. We're going to have development within the Theta community and developers. I'd say, yep, we're going to see new things come onto the Theta blockchain. We're going to have the video and live video over the Theta network, over the Theta platform, streaming platforms, and we've seen that with the addition of Junkin and Fail Army. There's a list of other live content creators that have moved on to the Theta blockchain. So every one of these areas that the writer had mentioned, you can see just in the past 6-7 months has been happening. It's been happening. It's not just maybe this is going to happen sometime. It's been happening. So we can expect that as these organizations use the Theta blockchain, they're going to be burning T-Fuel. They're going to have T-Fuel. People are going to start making T-Fuel, watching Theta TV or playing games or wherever it is on the Theta blockchain as they set up play to earn. So I think this is going to be a growing thing that I think it will very quickly probably get to our 600,000 transactions and burn to get to a zero or deflationary T-Fuel environment. So this mechanism is in place, and it will regulate or help to regulate the price of T-Fuel. That if we don't have as many transactions, then there'll be more T-Fuel available. That's the price going to come down. As the price comes down, more people will be able to get in. As more people get in, it's going to soak up. We'll have more transactions, and there'll be more burning of T-Fuel, which will then raise the price. So at some point, the T-Fuel price is going to become more stable, and it's going to be regulated just by use on the network itself. I know just this past week, a buddy of mine, I was talking to him, he was like, man, I was looking, and he's pretty new to Theta and T-Fuel. I was talking to him about this, and he said, I got an old computer. I think I could get this set up and start earning some T-Fuel on that. I said, sure you can. And he's in an area, in a place where there's lots of possibility for having jobs. He has good internet, and he's got a computer. He said, I got a computer just sitting in the office back there that I'm not doing anything with. I think I'm going to set up an edge node on that. I said, yeah, get it going. You know, it doesn't have to be an edge node. Let it earn enough T-fuel that it becomes an edge node on its own. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I think we're going to see a lot of people start to do that as they see what's going on with the Theta blockchain and what they can do on it. And they see they can earn T-fuel just by turning a computer on and downloading the edge node software and let it go.
Yeah, at the current prices of T-fuel, they're going to be in a loss position because, you know, costs more to run the computer 24/7 than the amount of T-fuel that they'll earn. But as the price of T-fuel increases, then the you know, it'll become more profitable. But I think it's going to require the edge node to come out of beta, which right now it's in beta, and I don't know, I haven't seen anything as to when they're going to come out of beta with it, but I think that is a key milestone that has to come at some point.
Right. And I mean, I have the confidence in the Theta team that they're going to be able to accomplish this. You know, it's not something beyond their control or their abilities. I don't know what's taking so long about bringing it out of beta, but I haven't heard anything about that. But the team itself is certainly capable of getting it done.
Yeah. And
so that's my take on Theta.
Yeah, before I forget, I have a interview scheduled with DGuard for this coming Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're available, I'd like you to join us.
Oh, wow. I would love to. I'd love to. I got to tell you what was going on last night. I felt bad for DGuard. I was not bad for him. I thought there's a couple people on Discord that were asking about NFTs. It's obvious to me, one guy was just having problems, maybe he didn't understand how to get it going or what. But anyway, he hadn't gotten his NFT. Some NFT is supposed to get from Crazy for Cryptos, C4C, that he's supposed to get. He hadn't gotten it yet. And so I guess he'd been trying to communicate with the Gpool team and getting that set up. Well, I'm sure that they have a certain set of parameters they need to go through to make sure somebody emails them and says, I'm supposed to have an NFT and I don't have it yet. You know, they got to make sure that that's legit somehow. So I'm sure they have some things they're going through and a lot of other things going on. And so things are not happening for him as fast as he'd like to see it. And obviously he was getting frustrated. So as we said before, you know, DGuard and the team, they make themselves available on Discord daily. And so DGuard's on there. It was just 10 o'clock last night, local, which I don't know where he resides, but I think he's out east somewhere. So it'd been after 12 o'clock.
He's up in Michigan.
You know, after midnight.
Yeah, he's in Michigan, Eastern time zone.
He's on Discord. Okay, yeah, there you go. So, and he's trying to answer questions for these people at 12 o'clock at night. And then there was another person that was just being difficult. He wanted certain specific information. Now I'm going to tell you what he wanted, and you'll go, well, that's already out there, which tells you this guy didn't know squat. But he wanted the information. He wanted to know how many Wounded Warrior NFTs were sold and what was the value of those. That's what he wanted to know.
Yeah. All he had to do was go to
DGuard's already put that out.
Yeah, yeah. And I put it out a number of times.
A little bit of homework, he would have had that information, but he's on there berating basically DGuard because he wanted to know, and he's just demanding an answer right now. You know, I could tell DGuard was, at first he was trying to, and he said, look, this information's already out there. Anybody can get it off the blockchain directly if they want to see. It's available. And he would just come back, I want to know how many were sold, and I want to know. And, DGuard's basically telling him, go do your homework. Go do your homework.
Yeah.
He's already put the information out there, but anyway, so the things that the team has to deal with from people that are less than cordial, and they haven't done their homework. They haven't even tried, because if they'd tried, he would have found that information quickly.
Oh yeah, we've
And
covered
so,
it a number of times in my
anyway,
videos.
I could tell. I know. I know. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I would just
It's not a
shake my
secret.
head. This guy, golly, get a life. Go. It's not. Yeah. He's not trying to hide anything. You want to know when the ones that weren't sold, when are they going to be burned? Like, he was demanding an answer, and then obviously he bought a number of these NFTs. I don't know how many, but he did make reference to his investment. He wants to know this because it's a good investment. And DeGard told him, send me a direct message, and I will buy everyone back from you if you want to. If you don't think it's a good investment, I'll buy them back. And so, anyway, DeGard's getting a bit frustrated with the fellow. So,
Yeah.
and I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. So,
No.
so Thursday at 3
Thursday at
PM?
3 Eastern time.
you're going to have
Be having an interview with
Eastern time, so
DeGard.
that's 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he requested it.
Remember that. Oh, he requested the interview with you?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I got an email
That's
from the G-Pool
Yeah.
team saying that he
maybe
wanted
he's been
to
listening.
Yeah, that he wanted to set up an interview, and so I said, anytime next week, name the time, we'll do it. So came back Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
So you have officially been invited to
Are you
join
going
us.
to? Great. Wow.
Yes, and
I'm
I'm going to
a member
record
of the
this
team.
one. I'm going to
So-
record this one for release. The previous 2 that I've done with him have been
with
for
DeGard.
right, have been for my own
Right.
uses, just as background. But I'm gonna let him know that this one is going to be recorded for release as a video, so he can tailor what he has to say, knowing that it's going to be released. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll gen up a few thought-provoking questions, maybe. The question I had, and I put it on the Discord last night. It didn't get answered to my satisfaction, and I'd heard or seen different things about, these NFTs that you produce with your wallet. Are they, like you asked, I was trying to get a direct answer and did not get one. Is it, will the wallet generate only the 1.5 and only the 2.0 NFT, or will it, every year produce more? And what's the capacity on them? And I think we've heard it's going to produce an NFT with the capacity of what you hold within 24 hours. Okay, well, I understand that. So, but is that wallet only going to produce one, or is it going to produce more? Another thing I'd seen or heard somewhere, that if you have a 2x multiplier already, and that 2x multiplier is covering all the T-bill and capacity-wise that you hold, and then some, that you won't print a 2x because you don't have a need for it, something of that nature that it's going to be dependent on. How many T-bill you have that's not already covered by a 2x multiplier. That is what's in the 1x column of your staking page. So, I wanted to find out, what those parameters are, being that, we got into the liquidity pool so early, then we'll be one of the first to mint a 2x multiplier. And so there'll be things that we need to know prior to getting to that point. And
well, I don't.
so that we,
I don't think the minting
use
of
the
the
full advantage of the
1.5
system.
or the minting of the 2. I think that what other NFTs you may hold in that wallet at the time is irrelevant. The minting of those is based solely on that wallet got into the LP, and 180 days later it mints a 1.5, and 365 days later it mints a 2x. And it doesn't matter what other NFTs you may or may not have in your wallet. So
well, I did hear that on Discord from some of the other commenters on there, which I thought, okay, great. They probably know that, because that probably is been asked before, you know. And I've tried to go back and review a lot of the NFT, a lot of the questions, but you can't go back through all of it. I mean, it's just massive, the amount of availability that they, you know, there's just so much information. And as you're trying to go back, look at that information, it's trying to scroll down to the newest information on you. It's kind of frustrating sometimes. So
yeah.
So I want to, you know, nail that down a little bit. I think that would be some good.
We can ask that question
because I just haven't seen anything
in the interview as well. So
really was
come right from DeGuard's mouth,
right,
to confirm.
Yeah, is there a reference I can go to? I'd be glad to go look it up.
Yeah,
right. I'd be glad to go look it up and know what the answers are. That'd be great if it was in writing somewhere, but I just haven't found it. So
yeah.
I'd asked for a reference, but I didn't get an answer on that. So,
well, the only reference I would say,
have to, you know, if it's written in code, which it has to be.
Well, I don't, you know, I don't believe
that it's in the smart contract.
Yeah, I don't believe that they would put any criteria other than, you know, the 180-day point it'll mint period. No other criteria, and then at the 365-day it'll mint. Period.
Right. Just
and so, you know, and that is in the documentation,
based on,
and it's right there on your page.
In your wallet.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Right.
You know, if there was any criteria other than the number of days that wallet's been in the LP, I'm sure that they would have put it in the documentation. And so the fact that it's not there, you know, people want to create something based on nothing. You know, it's like, if it ain't spelled out in the documentation, then don't make any assumptions. Right. You know, just assume what's in the documentation is it. Period.
Right. And you know, everything that I've seen this team do, they do it in a simplified way. They don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Right. They do it in a simplified but well thought out way.
Yeah, and what, you know, what would be the rationale for them saying?
I tend to agree with exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, there is no rationale. You know, it's, you know, like you said, simple.
Right. It's just anyway. I would thought, well, I'd like to simple. This many days you're gonna print, and this many more you're going to mint another, you know. So, but the question does come up, you know, will it mint one every year, every 365 days? Well, it's not in the documentation it's going to do that, so you would assume that no, it's not going to. It's going to mint that one. But I haven't found, like I said, I'm looking for a document that says that, you know. So, but I guess there's, I would like to find how to go read the smart contract. How can you read that smart contract and see what it says? But I haven't figured that one out.
Well,
yet.
I mean,
so that's what I've been working on.
There's the contract address.
How do you see the smart contract?
There's the contract address, and so it would be at that address.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm.
Well, I pulled that address up, and it says it's a smart contract, but I don't read the verbiage of the contract. See how many tokens are in there, but there's nothing that says this contract, has this oracle that's looking at this price of T-fuel every 15 seconds, and this oracle's looking at this price of T-bill every 15 seconds. I don't read any of that. I get that out of other documents I found.
Right.
So I haven't seen the smart contract itself.
So put that down as a question to ask DeGuard.
So right.
We can get it. We can get it right from the horse's mouth.
So, and I'm sure there is a way because it's blockchain. It's open, right?
Yeah.
Maybe go read it on the blockchain itself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the address is an address on the blockchain.
So right. So anyway, I've got more to learn about blockchain. And, it's not that I expect DeGuard to teach me, but
Well, I did a video quite a while
Look it
back
up.
now that
Try to
gives you the
find
basics of
articles about it, so.
blockchain. It's Blockchain 101 or something like that. That'll kind of teach you if you
Yeah.
want to know more. Watch that video.
I will. I'm sure I watched it when it first came out, but you know, I've slept a day or two, so
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems with watching so many different videos, is you'll pick up this here and that there, and then you forget where you saw what. So yeah. What else? Well, I'll come up with other. Oh, in the Discord last night, he mentioned there are other things in the works that you don't know about. Whenever he was having this tit for tat with this person, he's like, there's other things that we're working on that you don't know about. And so we're busy here.
Yeah.
So,
we're not just sitting around.
so anyway, I'm like, ooh, I want to know what that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not just sitting around. We're not out for coffee, you know. So we're working hard, and we're trying to get to put forth a product that's going to help, you know, the world. So,
Yep. They're
Anyway.
putting the money that they're earning through that
that was,
4% fee to
interesting.
good use.
Absolutely. So, yep. Anyway,
I want to thank you, LT, for spending time sitting out there in the cold in your Jeep to do this this interview. I know based on some of the comments I'm seeing, people are loving this. I had saw one comment where the guy said, "You and LT make a good team." So thank you for taking the time.
I saw that as well, and I do appreciate it. Well, thank you for allowing me to do it, and I'm grateful to be able to do it. I think we have an exciting future in this aspect in regard, so I'm glad to share what I know. So.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for this presentation, so cue the music. If you enjoyed the video, then hit that thumbs up for me, and I'll see you in the next video.